Welcome back to the Point Blank segment on Eyewitness News. Tonight on Point Blank, we engage a national youth organizer of the ruling party in the person of Salam Mustafa. Since its election in July 2022, what has he been up to? What feedback is he getting from the youth of the country or the youth of his party? How is he preparing for the next election? Will the youth come out and vote for them as they did in 2016? Or the story will be different? Is the man marshalling the energies of the young people of his party? He's my guest. Salam, welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you.
You have a very difficult job, National Youth Organizer of a ruling party, a party facing quite a lot of difficulties. How have you been managing?
Thank you so much. And let me say a very good evening to all your listeners, especially the youth listening to us now, my constituency youth organizers, my TESCON fraternity, my regional youth organizers, the entire party. I greet everybody. I first of all want to say I thank God for how far He's brought us. 1 year in office and counting. So far, so good. I remain eternally grateful to the NPP delegates for having faith in me and voting for me on that fateful day, 16th of July, 2022 at the Accra Sports Stadium. They had trust in me that I'll be able to lead the youth of the party, especially the youth wing, to deliver yet another resounding victory for the party. And since then, that's what we have been working on.
So you think you've delivered so far on the trust and confidence they repose in you? Have you lived up to that expectation, you think?
From the feedbacks I get, so far, I don't have a sense of disappointment, even though I also get feedbacks that point that there's still so much to be done. They still want me to do so much. And I say all the time, it is what keeps me on my toe. I lead one of the most vibrant, energetic, intelligent, smart, young following in the country. They would put your toe to the fire. So leading a youth wing like the NPP is a whole lot of work because of the caliber of people you are leading. The level of energy, you have to match it. The level of intellect, you have to match it. To lead such a pack, it's not a joke. But by the grace of God, the feedback I get, the collaboration, the support I get leaves me with the impression that we are in good stead. And if we continue so, all we need to do, and I've said this consistently and continuously, is to reawaken the passion, the drive, the commitment in our young people, in our youth again. And Selom, trust me or not, the NPP has enough numbers if we are going to marshal our membership alone to win the next election. That we have. And it is my prized aim that we are able to do so.
That really is where the job is. But
Yes.
but you think, I mean, it's been a year since you took over. And you took over in July, just when the country began or was about to experience very harsh economic situations.
That's true.
And so 1 year afterwards, is it as you've expected? I mean, trying to encourage the young people, trying to get them to do what you want them to do by way of galvanizing them to stay the course of the party, etc. Given the difficulties that have come generally in the economy and how despondent some of the young people have become, has it been as you expected? Of course, you've been deputy youth organizer,
Yes.
But sitting in the seat of organizer itself, National Youth Organizer itself, is quite different. Has it been as you expected, given the difficulties and everything?
I think so. You have gone into the bile of the matter. When I was campaigning, I did admit that it was going to be a very difficult job. I've been Deputy National Youth Organizer before. In 2016, I was part of the entire mobilization system, strategy to win, that election, which we did. I knew the frustrations and the difficulties at the time. And so I kept saying to my kitchen cabinet, even the delegates, that it's a difficult job. We needed somebody with requisite experience to lead us at this material moment. So it is something that I knew. But of course, after the time we were campaigning, we didn't know that, we were going to run into a very serious crisis months later, and we did. We don't run away from it. As a party, we have admitted to the current crisis that we are facing, albeit we are gradually coming out. The youth are the hard hit. Government itself has admitted to the people that indeed there's crisis. And if you follow global trends, Selim, you know this more than me. You are more abreast with time. Sometimes I am in the bush working. You follow trends around the world. You know that the current world economy is in turmoil. And once we are an intricate part of the world system, once it sneezes, we'll catch the cold. We have, and by the grace of God, I keep saying, we have made, I think, one of the fastest recovery amongst the Committee of Nations, even though we are not out of the woods yet. But the signs are showing that we are gradually coming out of it. And I have absolute trust and confidence.
I'm not sure about the signs. So because inflation has been inching up. Inflation now stands around in excess of 43. You took it from 16% or so. Sometime last year, it's peaked at 54. We are at 43. That's surely not a good sign.
It went to 54. Yeah. It came down.
Yes, and we are going up again. So we've not turned the corner. We are not turning the corner.
No.
Debt to GDP ratio, you took it from about 56% in 2016. Just before the IMF deal went through, we are around 105%. I'm not sure where we are now, but that is quite huge, given the promises you made to the people. So I'm not sure whether the signs really are telling that we are turning the corner, as the finance minister would say, or we've turned the corner, or the signs are looking good. These are very ominous times. When you even look at the cost of living today, the young people are struggling. They don't have jobs.
There's no doubt about it.
It's difficult. So
there's no doubt.
I wonder how you say that the signs are showing that we are recovering. Are we recovering really?
We are recovering. I speak for young people. I live for young people. I will die for young people. I will not put the interest of my party ahead of the state of young people. I'm a young man myself.
Really?
You understand? Yes. I'm under 40. So I live in the time, and I want to see my contemporaries all, live in their country of birth and succeed. So I will not say what is not there. Of course, Salon, we have never seen where petroleum products prices skyrocket and begins to come down. Exchange rate volatilities, prices go up to around 16% and begin to come down.
But it happened under your watch.
Yes.
It happened under your watch.
And we have brought it down.
No, to what? You took it from 4, and then it's somewhere else.
Macroeconomic indices don't stay at constant.
But they must stay within
if you follow World Bank,
an allowable spectrum.
Yeah, that's why I said we need to keep working at it to bring it down and have it under total control. I didn't say we are totally out of the woods. No, I didn't say that. We are in the crisis. We have to work our way out of it. And it's not going to take just a year or so. Look, the entire world economy is struggling. It's not just us. If you follow trends in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Germany, EU, you would see that the entire picture is clear that even these huge, industrialized countries, first world, whatever accolades we want to give them, they are struggling as much as we are. IMF, World Bank, all of them, have come out with data showing that world inflation has gone up.
But not to the degree ours is running at.
I'm sure you understand these things. The way our economy is built up, our sustainability would be a bit different. How, so
a lot of the young people...
How our economy will respond to some of the shocks will
be different because we have not done better. We have not done well in terms of building the fundamentals. The fundamentals
not really.
You promised to build.
Yes.
We've not really built the fundamentals. So the least shock, we are in trouble.
In the first 3 years, this country was amongst in fact, Bloomberg World Bank, data available show
but even that claim is
the
challenged.
highest, growing economy in the world.
That claim is challenged because people think
it's not challenged.
No, I mean people think that economy was an IMF economy, and IMF left in 2019. IMF left in that's factual.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
IMF left in 2019. Mm-hmm. Then just around the time they left, we began seeing
IMF doesn't manage this economy for us.
No, but IMF has a cane behind
economic management team. There's the finance ministry.
You want to go to the economic management team? The IMF has to speak, has a cane behind us. Mm-hmm. They are telling us to cut down our debt. Yeah. The DDEP we went into is because of the IMF and a lot of that. So the thinking is that when IMF is around, there's a certain discipline that they force on you, and that helps you to stay in check. So when that discipline was lost or left in 2019, we went, on a frolic of our own, and then we are where we are. And we always talk about COVID or RE war, and things, spiraled out of control. And now here we are. So
it is okay to make this argument.
Problem,
it's okay to make this argument. I've heard it time without number.
But that's the truth.
It is okay. Well, truth is relative.
Really?
Because I've also heard the NDC try to put the same argument across. But I don't expect NDC to give us any credit that this government has done
it's
well.
It's not an NDC argument. It's a factual argument, is it not? It's not an NDC argument.
I'm saying, you say it's factual, and I'm saying that it is relative. Because it presupposes that,
fact,
we haven't done anything to manage the economy.
No, you might have done, but it may not be
the
enough.
Successes that we saw. But it is taking policies by government to drive the economy in a certain direction that we can't take away from government. And I'm saying that, yes, when the good times were there, it was okay. If the bad times have come, we shouldn't say that, you have intentionally created a situation where the people in this country are suffering, especially young people. I agree. The heaviest bite is on young people because if you look at rent, food,
young people are suffering.
It's young people who, feel the brunt of it. And that's why I keep saying that I have trust in the managers of the economy to get this thing under control. Look, significant, 2019, we didn't know that COVID was going to hit all of us. The entire world economy went down. And Salom, rebound, coming back to normalcy, it's a huge challenge, and every country is experiencing its difficulties, and that's why I brought in even the industrialized countries who are finding it difficult. Are we going to say that America, who are also experiencing significant inflation, is out of reckless management of the economy? I don't think so. I don't think they would agree.
There are degrees. There are degrees. I mean, everybody took a
no
hit.
Economy in this world is homogeneous.
Yes, every economy took a hit.
There's no homogeneous system in the world.
That's fine. Every economy
because
took a hit.
We are more import-led economy.
Yes, but that you promised to change in 18 months. That you promised to change in 18 months. You promised to change the Gettysburg economy into an industrialized economy.
Which we are doing. If you look at the level of digitalization, a lot of the things that we have done with the system, paperless port, trying to create the enabling systems that will ensure that we become a new economy that we are on course to delivering. It won't take just a day. You have to formalize the economy, and that's why we have done the national ID system, because without it you cannot formalize your economy. And some of these things we shouldn't take it for granted. We shouldn't take it for a joke. Until we are able to formalize the economy, we cannot get the new world economy that we are looking for. The likes of the Asian tigers who were able to achieve economic progress and prosperity didn't do so out of the vacuum.
But this is the point of view. This is point blank on Eyewitness News. My guest is Salam Mustafa, who is the NPP National Youth Organizer. He's a youth president of the ruling party. Very huge job he has. He's been going around the country trying to mobilize his youth ahead of the next election. And we are just having a conversation with him on what he's been seeing around and generally putting the issues of the young people to him. And so Salam, the young people you say you would die for and stand and do anything for, a lot of them are leaving the country. The Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association says about 500 nurses left the country every month sometime last year, and 4,000 of them have since left, and which means that every month, average about 500 of our trained nurses leave the country for greener pastures. A lot of these people are young people. They are leaving because they are feeling the pinch of the economy. They can't seem to put body and soul together. Youth leader, what is your response to this?
Well, I have come across, same. And there are pull factors. If you have followed, and I'm sure you have, Brexit has occasioned some, difficulties in England. And now the English people are looking for trained health, officials all around the world. So it is not from Ghana alone that they are really drawing from. They have found a way to entice the health, workers to come to UK to work because of the Brexit, a lot of people within the EU left. And now they have a huge hole to deal with. So it has become a very lucrative environment. And home care and, for the aged and co. It has become the point of attraction now that a lot of people are going to. And that's why we see a lot of nurses.
Even the policies, very well, even the policies that you have introduced for young people. So nurses are leaving because they say they don't have a lot of, they don't get a lot of money, they don't get paid well, etc. But I mean, the ones we have created, the NAPCOs of this world, etc. 100,000 youth, we launched it in big style, a lot of fanfare. But a lot of I don't want to say graduates, but a lot of the beneficiaries of that program still live today and they are owed a lot of arrears. What is the plan to get government to pay these people? Because they might have worked,
before I come
but they've not been paid. And they are young people.
Before I come to that, if you take the health sector, for instance, under this government, there's no government that has invested so much in the health sector like this government under Nana Addo Dankwa.
In terms of what? Investment in terms of what?
Infrastructure and even employment.
Infrastructure? Agenda 111?
Yes.
Of that. But it's at its beginning stages.
Have you gone around to check? I have been traveling around.
I know. We don't even know if they'll be completed, right?
The other Tepa hospital was left to rot. Today, go to Tepa. The hospital is fully functional.
But of course, the other side will point to UGMC, Ridge Hospital.
They left it. We came and completed and made it functional.
What? No, because at the time they were leaving.
But they didn't finish.
No, but they had almost finished.
We didn't abandon it.
Really?
Yes.
Because we here at Citi launched a campaign to finish the abandoned projects.
And made it functional.
Ridge Hospital, Bank of Ghana Hospital.
Akotombra. There is a beautiful hospital there that was championed by the sitting MP, Honorable Alex Tete. Built under him, commissioned, and today is functional. So in terms of employment, at a go, we came and cleared the backlog of nurses who were left to sit at home under the NDC regime. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, they were home 5 years. It was this government that came and cleared them and gave them employment. So in the health sector alone, we have employed over 100,000 people.
But they are leaving. The 100,000 you've employed, a lot of them are leaving.
But you see, it is good that over the period we have been able to employ people who have come into the system, gained experience.
And they gain experience and
I'm sure some of them will come back. After some time, they will come back. And we should keep investing. We should keep investing. So that's the story of this.
Let's go to NAPCO.
NAPCO. I'm one of the proponents of NAPCO. I supported the idea with my whole being, and I still do, because I say that an idle hands, it's a very dangerous hand.
It gets trouble.
Because yes, the devil will find work for that person. So if we could sustain it. And the only reason why NAPCO took a hit is because of COVID. Because when COVID came, a lot of resources were spent to ensure that we were safe and all that. So if at some point in time we are able to marshal enough resources, I still stand by it that we should bring it back. If we are able to get 100,000 graduates.
A lot of them are old arrears. They're just walking about every now and then. They call press conferences. They cry
it is
to government.
True.
Are we not going to pay them?
I have engaged leadership at different levels on NAPCO. Initially, the terminal point was in 2021. So they can tell you that technically there was a terminal point. But of course, they are human beings, and we have to find a way to manage them. And I've kept talking to leadership to find a way to engage them, even though I still believe that somehow, somewhat, let's find a way of getting it back. But if it will also interest you to know, we started with 100,000, but as at the time it was going down, there were less than 50,000.
Which means they all went to get other jobs?
A lot of them were mainstreamed. The GRA had picked some of them, some went into customs, went into several, permanent employment. That's why I keep having the belief that it's a very good policy.
So one of the things that NABCO was to do was to train people, give them some jobs, etc., give them some skills they can use. I also know that recently you've been leading some mentorship program for young people who identify with the NPP. What's the essence of that program really? What's the relevance of that? Should it just be restricted to NPP people, or it should be for the Ghanaian youth, or because your mandate is for NPP, that's why you do it for them? What's the essence of that program really?
I am an NPP person.
But Ghanaian first or NPP first?
I am an NPP person. Okay, I am selling our tradition to the young people of this country. First and foremost, it's for everybody, all young people. Once you see our brand and you like it, even if you're in the NDC and you want to join the NPP based on our tradition, our track record, our values, our principles, our ideology, why not come? We say all the time, the youth are the future leaders. What kind of leaders are we producing? That was the first thought we had. Myself and my team sat down and said, look, if we are going to have patriots lead this party and this country, let's start investing in them now. And that's why I'm happy that the party itself is launching an ideological school that when we recruit these young people...
Just like the NDC did?
Well, yes, they also have an ideological school. When we recruit these young people, let them come and go through the party. Let's take them through the rudiments.
So you are raising politicians, is that the case?
Yes, leaders. Leadership is key. You see, leadership is cause. Everything is effect. So if we want patriots...
So the problem Ghana has right now, it's attributable to leadership. And if the problem is bad, or the situation is bad, and leadership has been bad.
I won't say that. All the leaders we have had in this country have played a significant role in where we are today. Salom, I don't know if you travel across the sub-region. I've gone to a few of the African countries. And you know what? When you come back to Ghana, you sigh. We have our own difficulties, we have our own challenges, but I tell you, Ghana is leaps and bounds ahead of so many of contemporaries.
It's always been, because Ghana was the first to attain independence.
Yes, so I won't say that we have had bad leaders. No.
So the our peers in West Africa, they should be nowhere near our peers. We should be looking at South Korea, we should be looking at Malaysia and co. This really are the people we should be looking at if we are kept pace with it.
One thing that you should know, the numbers play a very important role in socioeconomic development. If it's anything to go by, Nigeria should be far ahead.
No, but Singapore is a small country.
No, but Singapore is bigger than Ghana.
No, Singapore is... I'm not sure about that. But
Singapore is around 50
it's a small
something.
country.
Yeah, it's not.
What's the name? South Korea, yes.
India, China, America itself, Pakistan. What
how about Nigeria?
Nigeria. That's what I'm coming to say. That's what I'm coming to say.
So it's neither here nor there. We have some countries
only within
with huge numbers.
The numbers are not really beginning, to reflect in the economic power. But still, when Nigeria coughs, I mean, the rest of the world listens. They do. That's why they are able to ban Twitter. And, Twitter has to, come and negotiate. You understand? Because they understand the numbers. But be as it may, what I'm saying is that...
So Singapore is a small country, just about 4.5 million people. So very small country.
What I'm saying is that our leadership has not been bad. Has not. But we should also continue to build very, very, principle-filled, ideologically inclined leaders. That in the future, when we say we are future leaders, when we get to the mantle of leadership...
So your mentorship, did it include telling the people to put Ghana first, Ghana before party?
Of course.
Because what we appear to be suffering from is a lot of people putting party before government. So are you telling them to put Ghana before party, so that when they meet a situation, they think about what the larger implication of what they do.
It's neither here nor there. It's not about party. Ghana first or party first. It's doing the right thing.
Yes.
It's serving your country. All of us do. You see, every democracy built on competitive elections, you would see these things, that the parties... I am the national youth leader of the NPP. I ran on the ticket of the NPP. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is president of Ghana on the ticket of NPP, and not as.
But do you agree that there are some decisions he may make or you may take that will benefit your party at the expense of the country? Do you agree that there are some decisions like that? And so, as part of what we should be doing,
it is difficult.
We should tell the people
at the end of the day, we are also bona fide members of the Ghanaian community, society. At any material point in time, some people would agree to something and some will not agree. I'm sure there are also people in the NPP who may not agree to some policies. It is, it is there.
I'm curious to know what the young people have been telling you about Cecilia Dapa. What do they tell you when you see them?
I think that's a matter for
I want to know what they tell you.
My own perspective.
No, what do they tell you?
Of course, I think there's this media razzmatazz against her, and I have said it time without number. We are yet to listen to her. Don't judge her until she has come out to speak for us to understand.
So that's the sentiment of the young people, that we should listen to her first and everything, which is fine.
All the facts surrounding the matter, because I don't like to be prejudicial and judgmental. We should listen to her, let her speak, then we can make an informed judgment. But to roast her when we haven't listened to her is a bit problematic. And I think that we should all hasten slowly and let time deal with the matter. All the issues coming out, when she's wrong, we all come and say she's wrong. If she's not, then the matter also goes. But before let me just take some minutes and wrap up on the mentorship forum.
Do.
So it is that mindset that we couch out that program to reach out to young people, to mentor them. And we had some very good resource persons who came and did justice to the topics that we gave them. Leadership, Abu Jinapot did a fantastic job. Samuel Wuku came and did political communication. Louisa Atajiman was there to talk about women participation, how women, rise to leadership and so on and so forth, and how young women should believe in themselves. So many of the speakers, the national chairman was there, the national organizer. We all took time.
Well attended and organized program.
And there were over 1,000 young people, in the hall.
Wow.
And I was amazed.
Where was it held?
UPAC.
Okay, I see.
I was overjoyed that, people turned out in their numbers to come and be part. And I keep urging. I've had extensive discussions with party leadership why it is necessary for us to launch our party school in earnest to ensure that we take these young people through the rudiments, let them understand that we are building leaders. The party gives you a platform to excel, and that it is not, coming to as it were, make you rich, but to build the leadership qualities in you for you to lead this country one day.
Very well.
And once we continue to do so, we will be producing and churning out very good
leaders.
Ethical leaders for this country.
Well, so that's been our guest, Salam Mustafa, very energetic young man, NPP National Youth Organizer. He's been my guest on Point Blank tonight. Thanks so much, Salam, for coming. Wish you the best.
Salam, tomorrow is International Youth Day.
Okay.
I want to wish all the youth in this country a joyous day. Let's take some time to reflect, do some introspection, and I believe that there's prospect in this country. We cannot be all yearning to go out when Indians, Lebanese come into our country and make so much money. It means that we can also make it here.
Very well. Good point.